Right on, right on. Thank you. Right on. Right. First and foremost, I'm honored and humbled to be here, y'all. Little brother.
Balance.
Little brother who was speaking in particular. Let me say this to you. What's your name, brother? Oh, y'all, great job, great job. Respect, right on, great job. Right on. Just FYI. In general in life, so those saying can add on to it. All men and women fall. Let's take this into account when we make mistakes, because our community in particular is told us, that you one mistake, one error, whatever you do, you did, but the deal is all men and women fall down, but great men and women get back up.
Yeah.
Right on?
Right on.
I want to extend the 20th to my niece, my daughter, her husband, her family, to make this happen. To the staff here, all y'all, like this again, I'm inspiring here to the parents, to the scholars, y'all. Revolutionary respect. We got this thing, we got this ritual with our organization, Black Panther Party, because we open up and say heads up, eyes open, and fists clenched. Right on?
Right.
Heads up, eyes open, fists clenched. I'm Chairman Fred after 3 years state, and I'm honored and humbled to be chairman of the organization, Black Panther Party, because an organization that we say is a tough act to follow, but we attempt to not walk in the footsteps, but the Panther Paul steps of the Black Panther Party, which is a revolutionary organization that started October 15, 1966 in Oakland, California by Minister of Defense U.E.P. Newton and Chairman Bobby Seale. It grew to have chapters throughout the world. And I would definitely be remiss not to acknowledge the lineage and legacy right here in Philadelphia. That the Captain Reggie Shell, the only held political prisoner, Mumia Abu-Jamal, who was the deputy information for the Black Panther Party. And right on.
Right on.
Captain said, people live, right on. I want to acknowledge also the Moon family here in Philadelphia, and the birthday today of Mama Pam Africa. A phenomenal force, you know what I'm saying? Who I got, with the Moon family in general, just want to stay countries, visiting as well. I'm a Panther Cub, as we say, by birth and by battle. As I said, the Black Panther Party would be an international organization. And let me just say something about that in regards about even, I'm studying not only the atmosphere, but global leadership academy. Let me say this to the scholars in particular. That term global is so important. In fact, we have a term we say, subjectivity stunts one's ability to make proper summation. In plain language terms, a lot of times we can have tunnel vision, just look at what's going on my block, or my area, or what's happening in my community. But having a world view is so important. And I probably shouldn't say this in this setting, but I have failed my last year English class. I went to Tilden High School, because I refused to say me and I kept on saying us and we. And the English teacher was trying to explain to me it was incorrect in certain contexts. But I recognize I took a position in that it's a philosophical tool that we relate to called dialectical materialism, which we acknowledge I'm impacted by other people's actions and vice versa. And so that even that term, don't take it for granted, global, got a worldview. But just to give you a little background, I want to see a little background where I come from. The largest chapter of the Black Panther Party was the state of Illinois under leadership of Deputy Defense Bobby Bush and also the Chairman Fred Hampton. And Chicago was one of the branches, but the chapter was Illinois. Before he became Chairman Fred, as a child, and I'm listening to even the speakers before me, I wanted to say clench fist salute, and some of the terms, when we retouch on some of the terms, legacy, lineage, remember those terms. We say a legacy is more important than your life. Again, a legacy is more important than your life. They say when they raise horses, the most difficult horse to raise is one They refer to as an orphan horse. He does not know where he come from. We got to know where he come from. The good, the bad, the ugly, and study our lineage. As a child, Fred Hampton, before he became chairman, he had took the junior NAACP from about 7 to 300 members in the 7.5-month time period. Before he was able to politically sum up different terms, and I'm saying politically sum up, because let's be very clear. There's a brother named Stephen Biko. Y'all heard of Stephen Biko?
Yes, sir.
Stephen Biko. Lock some of these names in, man. These are some of we like to refer to them as real models as opposed to role models. Stephen Biko was a black conscious movement who was assassinated in Pretoria, South Africa, occupied Algeria. There's a movie some years back in which Denzel Washington played Cry Freedom. But remember this quote, Stephen Biko said, black people in particular must grasp the ability to distinguish intelligence from the ability to articulate. Y'all hear me on that? Y'all hear me on that? What that means in plain is basically, because a lot of times we get caught up, we should be able to be articulate, to say words and terms. But there's certain things that you know in your gut, you say, no, that don't make sense right there. You know, so again, you got to be able to distinguish intelligence from ability to articulate. Because sometimes you got people who can say a bunch of words and terms, they're not too bright. So that's a quote from Stephen Biko. But even as a child, Fred Hampton, he had challenged the situation in Maywood where he grew up at. He had seen there were swimming pool facilities for other people, white kids, so on and so forth. And one of his classmates, she tells the story best. She said he was about 12 years old. She said he had went to go protest that there was no swimming pool for black children. She said something wrong with that. She said he had got these cardboard and twigs. Excuse me, she said, you heard me, like branches, and made these posters. And they went to go protest the police station. And when the police threw the tear gas out there, she said at 12 years old, he took the live tear gas canister and threw it back in the police station at 12 years old. When he took the junior NAACP, he had organized a whole bunch of other youths to go to a convention they had in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He was going to challenge, he had got a petition to challenge to change the name because he said something don't feel right by even calling ourselves colored people. This is 12, 13, 14 years old. The FBI, the major law enforcement entity of this country, the top law enforcement entity of this country, they called for a wiretap. Anybody heard that word before, a wiretap? The surveillance where they listen to your phones, the government listen to your phones, so on and so forth. When he was 13 going on 14, they called him a wiretap on my grandparents' telephone because of his organizing ability. They said it's got to be a typo, he can't be this young. They had started seeing, they study him, and even our people, you got to understand, we are under attack, and people, they watch it, they see our potential, they can look at us, so we got to always be conscious of that. Later on, it was a major case where he became a political prisoner. I mentioned when Jamal was a political prisoner. They gave a trumped up case, they framed him. They say he took $71 worth of ice cream and gave it to the children for free. And he said, even though they lied on me, maybe I have to be a thief. They maybe have to be a Robin Hood type of people. They maybe have to be something to give it to the people. They still show the true nature of a Panther. They sent him to a place called Stateville Prison. When he got there, they would call you by your number, not by your name. I'm thinking about what you say, about the whole significance about the name, the significance of our names, the significance of our names. They would call him by a number, and if he did respond to the prison administration, all he said was, I'm Deputy Chairman Fred Hampton, Illinois Chapter Chairman of the Black Panther Party. Every time he called him by number, he refused to answer. They said he was criminally, mentally insane for refusing to answer the number. But because of the position he took, they put a policy in, they got to call him by your name as opposed to number. So that's significant about the name. He was later on released on appeal bond. And we'll fast forward to something, a day that we should know about. December the 4th, 1969. We say this is one of our, September 11 stories. What I mean by that is, we have a certain, not the term terrorism, we hear that word a lot about terrorism. We say black people, African people, our people. We are the OVs, not the OGs. We are the original victims of terrorism. People have been terrorized in such terms as slavery, Jim Crow, red line. These are attacks that were waged on our people. December the 4th, 1969, my father was 21 years old. He just got on appeal by August 13, 1969. The same FBI, they had a floor plan. Anybody know what a floor plan is?
Yes.
Help me out. One of the tag team, one of the students. Help me out. One of the scholars. Excuse me. You need to correct my terms. Anyone that's got what the floor plan is? On that side? Ain't no dumb answers. Just try it, right? Talk to me. What's your name, sister? Big Gun Scott, what's your name? Sanaa? What's the floor plan? Like a layout. Like a say, right on. And then, right on. A lot of times, though, sometimes you can use context clues, and also, y'all got some, if you feel you even have the answer, what's the term they say, call for a lifeline? You got some phenomenal other scholars with you, so right on, you want it. They had a floor plan, a layout. They had a layout of the apartment where my mother and father was at. It was so detailed. They said they knew everything. Well, this cup might be it, this might be inside the apartment. This was laid out to come and assassinate me. Remember that term I said, my father, Chairman Fred Hampton. He was 21 years old. We're talking about December the 4th, 1969. They had came, a group of young brothers and sisters, 13, 14 years old. They had done unofficial security for Chairman Fred. They were saying he was going in the community. The government sent them out of town on a winter retreat. They came, they put all the lights up on the west side of Chicago. The police came, they pulled the other occupants from outside their apartments on the same block. They came to the house. They knocked on the door and the occupant said, "Who's there?" And they said, the police said, "Tommy." And the other occupant said, "Tommy who?" They said, "Tommy Gunn." And they started shooting inside the apartment. They immediately shot and assassinated 22-year-old defense captain Mark Clark. He's from Peoria, Illinois. The other occupants said, "Stop shooting, stop shooting. We got a pregnant sister in here." Who was that pregnant sister? Anybody in this want to stop? My mother to be. My mother to be. She had just turned 19 years old. Just turned 19 years old. A few days before that. She was 8.5 months pregnant, carrying me. Y'all still with me? She was 8.5 months pregnant. She felt the shells coming through the mattress. She seen he wasn't even moving or moving real slow, which was unusual for him. She covered over him. They kept on shooting, they came in, they pulled out of the room. She had his robe. The police opened up his robe that she had on. They put a revolver, gun on her stomach. And when I talk about it, I say the prenatal care that I was subjected to, as opposed to a doctor's stethoscope, who go to the prenatal care, was a Chicago Police Department's revolver based on my mother's pregnant belly. They went in the room and said he's barely alive, he'll barely make it now. They fired several more shots, and those were the fatal shots that assassinated 21-year-old Chairman Fred. They took my mother to be, they put all the survivors, they locked them up, they put them in jail. You know, it's kind of similar, like, I know y'all hear Tupac, right?
Yes.
Tupac, his parents were going to the Black Panther Party. His mother was in jail when she was pregnant with him. Brother Mike Africa Jr. here in Philadelphia, the move got the same situation. Like he was born in jail. So they organized to get my mother out of jail shortly before I was born 25 days after December 4th. She got back on the street, but this is again, it's a date that should stick in our mind and heart, December 4th, 1969. And when we talk about it, it would be, I guess, ideal to say how bad things used to be when we fast, but the deal is, the system's not forgetting. He's buried in Louisiana. That's where Chairman Fred is buried. He hangs in Louisiana. Every December 4th, the police still shoot his tombstone up. You can Google it. They still shoot his tombstone up. Right now. When it comes to our situations, our people, we have to have a memory and also, again, reiterate some terms, legacy and lineage, who we are. Right on? Right on? I am so honored up to be here, and I just want to re-stress that word global. I'm set to go speak in Ghana, Africa later December. I want to make sure I get some pictures with y'all. Take back down to Africa, take back to Chicago. Y'all are inspirational. I'm based in Chicago. I know social media is a phenomenon. There's some videos that's been going viral about the situation with some children in Chicago. I don't know if y'all seen it, but some videos. And it hurts. Some children was beating up a lady, a pregnant sister, about children. It's a video. I want to make sure the deal is a lot of times they will oversaturate us with that. You know what I'm saying? They hit us with that to put out a bad image about our people. I'm sitting here watching y'all. It's a term with Richard Pryor before y'all time. Richard Pryor was a phenomenal comedian. He had this term called peopleologists, study people. I've been studying y'all since y'all came in, watching y'all body language, and y'all are inspiring. Y'all are inspiring. But sometimes we go through battle fatigue. We be like, we don't know what's going to happen with our people. We're going to survive. But again, to see y'all coming here, y'all are inspiration. So I extend a clenched fist salute to y'all. Right on?
Right on.
And again, let me reiterate this, y'all. This is regards when we speaking. This is when we have everyday situations. We will all make mistakes, right? But all men and women fall down, but great men and women do what? Get back up, y'all. Get back up. So we do our speaks, we do our schoolwork. We have a situation. We're going to have differences amongst us, even our families and our communities, even with each other. We're not going to romanticize it. The Black Panther Party said differences amongst the people are reconcilable. However, differences of people in this system are not reconcilable. So we can work stuff out with us. Right on? Right. Listen, y'all are our best resource. It's a term, you hear the word resource, they talk about coal, copper, gold, uranium. And then we get exploited, ripped up for a lot of these resources in Africa and everywhere else. But our most valuable resource, y'all, is y'all. With me?
Yeah, right on.
Right on?
Right on.
I want to say revolutionary love, respect. Revolutionary love, respect to all y'all. And I'm the tallest man in ovation. I'm the tallest man in ovation. I want to continue to keep our people proud, y'all. Continue to keep them proud. Keep this loop. And we don't say congratulations. We say thank God for God. Congratulations, y'all. Right on.
Certificate of Improvement. This certificate is proudly presented to Mr. Fred Hampton Jr. Thank you for being a part of this moment with DLA. Your kindness, encouragement, and presence